when I describe these scenarios, people go, but that won't happen to me.
Yeah.
That's how people think. They're like, I buy the house in my name. That won't happen to me. Or a lot of people can only achieve financing for the house in their name. So they have no choice. It's difficult to do it through a trust. Where are they going to get the money from?
Yeah.
You have cash.
Yeah.
I have cash. I can buy a house for $20 million and under a Cayman Islands trust.
Right, I've got companies all over
all over the world.
Islands.
Yeah. I can do that. But if I'm trying to achieve a mortgage in my name and showing my bank statements, it's a lot harder. But that leaves you very susceptible to the matrix and the system. Let's imagine you buy a house in your name, you get a loan, you have a mortgage, you're paying it off, it's a 20-year mortgage, you're 7 years in, and then your job tells you that you have to wear a mask and get this experimental vaccine, otherwise you're going to be fired. And if you're fired, you can't pay for the house that you've dedicated 7 years of your life to, and the house can't move, and you can't move, and you're stuck there. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You become a slave. You're going to obey.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen. So, I mean, Bitcoin, I guess you could say you don't have that problem. But a lot of the calculations involved when it comes to buying a house or all of these things come down to people saying, but that won't happen to me. The government won't do that to me. I'm law-abiding.
Yeah.
I'm a good person. I'm law-abiding. And I think there's an important mental shift you need to make, everybody, including you, sir. This is my advice to you as a friend.
No. Yeah.
If you piss them off enough, you're not law-abiding. You piss them off enough, they will lie and say that you broke a law. So there's no such thing as law-abiding when they can lie anytime they want.
Right.
When they can just fucking make it up. And the burden of proof is on you. If they were to say to you right now, Samuel is a money launderer. This man committed suicide after losing his money in Samuel's program, and he's a scammer, and he's a terrible person, and put it all over the news and march you around in handcuffs. It's down to you to now convince 60 million people that they've lied.
Yeah,
and I can tell you from personal experience, it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
And now imagine doing that when they've taken all your money, all your cars, all your houses, every bank, you have nothing. They're like, go. You can't even hire a fucking lawyer. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they do it to destroy you. And people sit there and go, but I follow the law. Let me ask everyone in this room a question. You all say, I'd argue everyone says they follow the law, yes?
Yeah.
Have you read the law?
Yep.
You've read all of it?
Well, I'm a student of the law.
Okay, so you're a lawyer.
I'm studying the law.
Okay.
Heavily.
But have you read all of the law?
Not every single thing, no.
Because my lawyer needs to look up the law. And he's a king's counsel.
Yeah.
And he has to look up the law.
Yeah.
So the lawyers don't know the law.
Yeah, it's
you
true.
haven't read the law, you haven't read the law, you haven't read it, I haven't fucking read it. So how are we going to obey laws we haven't even fucking read? You don't even know what it says. So when you sit down in the police interview and they say, you've broken this law, Malicious Communications Act, because on WhatsApp, you forwarded a video of a Marine in Iraq who shot a Taliban guy, and you thought it was funny, and you sent it, and law, charges. You're like, what the fuck? I've been there when they're talking about charges. I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about?
Yeah.
My lawyer's like, I have to look it up. Fuck
Right.
knows.
No, of course you do.
Let me ask another question. Let's imagine you had read the law. Every single day, what do? Do they add laws or take them away? They don't ever take a law away. They've got the same laws from the 1600s. So every day they add more. Are you going to read the law every fucking day? So every single person is a criminal. It just depends if they want to get you or not. If you piss them off, they go, he's annoyed us. Here's our book of laws he's never read. Here you go, Mr. Prosecutor. Mr. Prosecutor, here's a nice big Bible of laws. He's never read any of them. It's your job to fuck him. I got it. And he'll flick through, and then what he'll do, no, but this is the important part.
No, I'm serious.
When he chooses his laws to fuck you with,
then
he goes back and calls the BBC and calls the newspapers and says, we're about to fuck Samuel with this and this and this. Let's make something up. We're about to fuck Samuel with speeding, whatever it is. Then the papers start showing you in your Range Rover. Boom, your Range Rover into his mission. Samuel Leeds, millionaire, eccentric millionaire, drives recklessly. It'll be all the papers. What the fuck's going on? Boom. Before you know it, they bust in your door. You speed, and they fucking shoot you dead. And it's scary. So you have to now, as an intelligent person, you have two choices. You either go all in on a government you believe in. Like I believe in the Dubai government more than I believe in the Western governments. Or you try and decentralize and have property here, property there, different trusts. Then try and spread it all out. But once you do that, then you become the worst enemy to little dipshit Gary, because now you've spread out all your fucking assets and all your money, and that little cuck comes along begging for you to take a dildo like he does, and you're like, fuck you, I'm not giving you half my money. Because this government, only reason I had to spread it out like this in the first place is because this government's fucking corrupt. So it's complicated.
It is complicated. I think what you're saying is true to a point. I think it's quite. But why do you think I'm studying the law, bro?
Well, you're preparing for war, and that's very smart of you. But let me ask you something. Has a king at any point in history ever not needed to defend his kingdom?
No.
So the bigger and more powerful your kingdom becomes, the war becomes certain.
Right.
So my only prayers for you as a friend is that somehow you manage to skirt the line of monumental success without ever pissing them off too much. But I have a strong feeling on a long enough time frame, if you continue to be monumentally successful like you are, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
And they're going to get pissed off at you. And then you're going to sit and say, that Andrew Tate motherfucker.
No, I'll ring you up, bro.
9 years ago. He told me 9 fucking years ago. And they're talking about some law that...
It's scary because you did predict the future in the last podcast. So, mate, if that happens, I'll be phoning you up.
Your ability to speak freely is directly correlated to your insignificance. This is important.
It's true.
This is the first thing. The second thing, and this is also very important, they always want to have a gatekeeper over people who are freeing others from the matrix or freeing minds to some degree. They want you to have a boss of some sorts. Most people, you're quite a unique person. You're like me. You are your own channel. You do your own thing. It's your own company. You follow the law. You're yourself. It's completely you. The most they could do to try and damage you, which they haven't done yet, so you have a few lives left, is trying to remove your YouTube channel. But you'd get around that. You're smart. You'd get 4 or 5 other guys. You'd hire them. They'd be the voice. They'd get people into the seminar. You'd continue anyway.
Yeah.
Let's say you're starting a movement. Enough people are coming, whatever. Let's say they identify for some reason they don't like what you're doing. They're going to sit and go, well, who's his manager? Let's tell his manager to shop. He hasn't got a manager. Well, who's his agent? He hasn't got an agent. Who's his boss? He ain't got a boss.
Who is sponsors? None.
Yeah. So then what do? They come with the legal system. Most people, if you're an athlete, if you piss them off, you're off the team. If you're a singer, you piss them off, you're not on the label. If you're an actor, if you're Asher D, you have to agree that Andrew Tate is bad when him and I both know we grew up on the same streets. We grew up on the same streets with the same life. I don't fucking hold anything against him for his past with firearms because I know that life because I grew up in it. But he's sitting there pretending I'm a bad person because he has to take the contract. He has to get paid. He has a lot of kids. He has 7 kids or something to pay. So I'm not even mad at the guy. I understand it. But he has an agent. So he has to come to his agent. Everyone has to, right?
Yeah.
There's gatekeepers the whole way around.
Yeah.
But if you're a person like you or me, if you're self-made and you're making people think for themselves and you're highlighting all the problems with the system and you're self-made and you come out of nowhere, they're going to try and get rid of you. Which is why Gary is a fucking agent of the Matrix. Because he pops up out of fucking nowhere and they keep putting him on the TV, begging for him to convince us to put our taxes up. Right. He is fucking hired. He may not even know he's hired. He's such an idiot. He may think that people want to listen to him with his annoying voice, his fucking weed smoking little skinny rat. He may sit there and go, I have ideas and people like them and that's why they put me on the TV. No, you're a moron and they need you to spread moron ideas so they can steal from us. So they put the moron, they wheel the moron to the front. You're a fucking dumbass.
His book is completely nonsense.
He doesn't even realize he's being used.
Yeah.
It's like a girl at a party and everyone's grabbing her tits and she's like, they all like me. No, you're just a fucking slut, bro. You're just an idiot.
Because he's promoting the message that the government want
to put more fucking taxes on us all. And we should be happy to pay them.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit. So a lot of this kind of things, it's kind of interesting. When I was poor, I just wanted to get rich. I didn't want to be political. I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I wanted a Ferrari and a diamond Patek and a big penthouse. I just wanted to get rich. And then you start to get rich and you realize, shit, it's all just power games. It's all just mafia. At the bottom, you have drug dealers and turf and murder and unfair setups and lies over drugs and money. And at the top, it's the same shit for fucking stocks and bonds, bro.
Yeah.
It's the same mafia, same gangsters, same liars, same cheaters. It's amazing to me that people in the middle don't even get this. If you say to a person in the middle, average person, you say, look, why do we have a referee in a football game? They'll say, well, if you don't have a referee, people will cheat. So yes, so we agree. You need a referee in a football game because people will cheat.
Yeah.
And if they cheat, they're going to win the football game. They're going to have more goals. And what's the reward for that? Fuck all. You're telling me people are so desperate to cheat that you need a referee in a football game and they're not going to be desperate to cheat in an election? To run a country? Or cheat a bank? To steal the billions of dollars? or cheat on the news to psyop a population or cheat on adolescents to replace the native British? You think they'll cheat in a fucking football game, but they won't cheat with things that matter?
Yeah.
Are you an idiot? It's all a scam. Yeah. It's all a cheat. All they do is fucking lie. All of it's ever been a lie, all of the time. Your primary objective is to get rich to protect yourself. You can move. You don't want to, but you could.
Yeah, of course.
Most people can't.
Yeah.
That's your primary objective, but if you get too rich, you end up getting political anyway. Because it's just like, okay, well, I've got some money now. It's ice cubes, it's melting. I want to put it somewhere. Where the fuck do I put my money?
Yeah.
It's like, what do I do with it?
Yeah.
Like, you can't just leave millions in a bank, because if you do, they'll seize it.
I think my thoughts are, first thing is like what you've said, and we'll wrap up in a couple of minutes because I know we've got meetings and stuff, but is learn how to make money. Learn how to get money.
No, the first thing you should do, and I'm not being anti that at all, you're completely correct, sir.
Yeah.
You need to get money because money is adaptability. What did we say earlier? Adaptability allows you to be the most likely to survive.
Yeah.
What even is money? Money is the stored time and energy of other people.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
If you have a 20-pound note, you have the stored time and energy of someone else because you can get someone to sweep the floor for that 20-pound note.
Yeah.
You can get other people to do your bidding. That's what money is.
Yeah.
Money is stored time and energy of other people. So if you want to escape somewhere or if you want to do something and you want other people's help, you're going to need money.
Yeah.
So despite all of these political problems, despite all of this persecution I've talked about, despite the lawfare, despite the cheating of the system, despite Gary and his dildo, despite all this shit, the bottom line is you should be trying to get rich urgently.
Yeah.
What amazes me is that people don't feel the urgency.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like in your courses, but some people are like, yeah, I'd like to be rich one day. When I was poor, I wanted to be rich today.